Arlington project video for due diligence while we're in the middle of the project. The guys went ahead and protected the yard. They did arrive 4 hours late, so I'm going to start with that. They did arrive actually 2 hours after schedule, 2.5 hours after schedule. Once they arrived, they hand dug and exposed the irrigation system and removed it out of the way. It did break as per their statement while they were removing it out of the way. Very brittle PVC. As per the irrigation guy, it was a very old system in the first place. So I mean, it was due for a replacement, but still, we probably could have handled it a little bit differently. It somehow snapped, and no one seems to be able to find an answer of why. So it was an immediate conflict with our excavation site. That being said, an irrigation company came out and they said no big deal after we're done and leave the grounds ready, and they come out with a plan on how the plants are going to go back. He is going to run the irrigation based on the plan and install, either reuse these heads, which are not damaged, or if it's more cost effective and better service, replace them. That being said, the yard is thoroughly protected. The customer was kind enough to remove all of these plants before we started. He also had the tree cut back to what we needed for the machine to be able to dig. It was a perfect cut. Very nicely done. We had to come in through the side of the yard, which also the homeowner was kind enough to remove the bush out of the way. In that area there was some sort of irrigation box that was completely buried, out of use apparently, but we also probably damaged that. We do have some power lines for some underground lighting in this area. There is some power lines over there that were cut before we started the project. The guys are digging very carefully, down to 8 to 10 feet deep at this point. What they're doing is that they're getting to the bottom of an excavation site, and then they're going fishing, looking for a water line, which means that they dig a trench from side to side on the excavation for as deep as they can possibly do it, confinedly, looking for a water line or any underground utilities. If they can't find it, then the next thing is to go in with the bucket and skim until we hit the bottom of the fish trench. Okay? Once they hit the bottom of that trench, they start fishing again, where they start digging from side to side by shovel and as deep as they can go on a 1 foot wide trench. Once they're done with that, they start digging with the machine again, and it's a very long and tedious, hard labor process, but it's the safest way to get down to the main sanitary sewer line without breaking any utilities that are at this time unknown if they are there or not. We don't have any public markings in this area, but we also can't find the water meter for this house. Therefore, the water line could be in direct conflict with this situation. So at this time, that is what we got. Once we finish this project, all of this will be buried, compacted, and perfectly graded by the time we're done. Everything will be cleaned up, and all that we're going to see at the end of this job is a patch of dirt all the way across this area, getting ready for the plant guys to bring the plants and put them back in. That's what we got.